Humanity has always harbored a peculiar fascination with the precipice, a whispered allure toward the extreme edge where thrill dances with tragedy. It's an unspoken covenant with danger, a primal yearning to test limits, to stare into the abyss and feel its chilling breath. We are drawn to destinations where breathtaking beauty often conceals brutal risks, places that promise an unparalleled rush, but demand utmost respect, and sometimes a price. Today, we embark on a journey to uncover such locales, to reveal the world's most dangerous tourist attractions, where every step is a testament to courage, or perhaps to folly. Our guide through this dangerous tapestry is not a specific person, but an archetype, the intrepid adventurer, a seeker of untamed beauty and profound experiences. This soul is driven by an insatiable thirst to conquer fears, to witness the world's raw, unfiltered majesty, and to push the boundaries of personal endurance. Perhaps it's a past regret, a gnawing emptiness from the mundane, or simply an innate urge for something more profound than the everyday that propels them forward. They are the embodiment of humanity's audacious spirit, forever chasing the horizon, no matter how perilous the path. Our journey begins with the first temptations, places that hint at the dangers to come, but still offer a veneer of accessible wonder. First, there is The Wave in Arizona, USA, a sandstone masterpiece sculpted by millennia of wind and water. Its ethereal beauty is undeniable, a swirling canvas of ochre and crimson. Yet, access is fiercely guarded by a lottery permit system, a necessary measure given the implicit dangers. Extreme heat is a constant companion, dehydration a silent, insidious threat, and getting lost in the remote, unmarked terrain is a very real possibility. Safety here is paramount. Carry ample water, understand basic navigation, and respect the desert's unforgiving nature. The silent disappearance of the unprepared is a stark warning etched into the very landscape. Next, we venture to Norway, to Kirkbolten, the wedged boulder. Suspended precariously between two towering cliffs, it beckons with an irresistible challenge. The ascent is often slippery, the sheer drops on all sides a dizzying reminder of gravity's relentless pull. Sudden weather changes can transform the idyllic scene into a treacherous ordeal. Proper footwear, a keen awareness of the elements, and an innate respect for heights are essential. The image of a lone adventurer stepping onto that unsupported rock, a moment of profound vulnerability suspended over an impossible void, is a powerful testament to the allure of the impossible. Further into Norway's dramatic fjords lies Trolltunga, a horizontal rock tongue jutting out over a 700-meter drop. The path to this iconic viewpoint is a long, strenuous hike, demanding physical and mental fortitude. Unpredictable weather can quickly lead to hypothermia, and the sheer cliff edges offer no forgiveness for a misstep. An early start, proper gear, and ideally an experienced guide are crucial. This journey is a testament to perseverance. The physical and mental toll of the trek makes the almost spiritual reward of the view all the more potent, yet the ever-present danger remains a chilling counterpoint to the awe. The stakes rise considerably as we move to Mount Huashan Plank Walk in China. Here, a series of narrow planks and iron chains cling precariously to a vertical cliff face. Extreme heights are just the beginning. Rusty chains, potential overcrowding, and the psychological impact of human error combine to create a truly terrifying experience. Fear-induced paralysis is not uncommon. Harnesses are mandatory, instructions must be followed meticulously, and avoiding peak times is advisable. This path is an internal battle, a stark conflict between raw fear and the burning desire to complete the journey, the psychological pressure of the void below a constant oppressive force. Across the globe, in Malaga, Spain, lies the Caminito del Rey, once a notoriously dangerous King's Pathway. Its history is steeped in tragedy, with historic collapses, loose rock, and vertigo-inducing drops claiming lives. Though now renovated with strict safety measures, the inherent danger of the environment lingers. The path's past, its legacy of death, still whispers through the gorge, a haunting echo of its former treachery, now a safer, yet still thrilling experience. Finally, we arrive at Huayna Picchu, the steep trail overlooking Machu Picchu in Peru. This ancient path presents its own unique gauntlet: steep, slippery steps, impossibly narrow passages, and sheer drops. Altitude sickness is a real concern, and access is tightly controlled with limited permits. Acclimatization, sturdy shoes, and a slow, deliberate pace are key. The breathtaking reward of the view, a panorama of Machu Picchu bathed in Andean light, is earned through a gauntlet of physical and mental endurance, a secret shared only by those who dare to face its challenge. Our adventurer, having navigated these initial trials, now stands at a precipice, gazing out at the world. A profound sense of accomplishment washes over them, but it is quickly tempered by a growing realization. These were merely the opening acts. The true tests, the darker, more visceral dangers, still lie ahead, waiting in the shadows of the planet's most unforgiving landscapes. The journey, far from over, has only just begun. The adventurer, hardened by the initial trials, now faced a new horizon of peril. The previous attractions, while demanding, felt almost like preludes, a gentle introduction to the planet's more hostile territories. The next destinations weren't merely difficult. They were actively, aggressively dangerous, each challenging not just physical limits, but the very will to survive. A flicker of doubt, a shadow of trepidation, began to creep into the protagonist's otherwise unyielding resolve. The stakes had been raised, and the world was about to reveal its truly deadly embrace. First, the roar of Victoria Falls beckoned, specifically the infamous Devil's Pool. Here, at the very edge of the world's largest waterfall, a natural rock lip offered a precarious barrier against the immense power of the Zambezi River. Only accessible during the low water season, and strictly with local guides, the pool was the ultimate test of nerve. Strong currents, slippery rocks, and the deafening thunder of millions of liters of water plunging into the chasm below conspired to create an environment of profound vulnerability. Standing at the very brink, gazing down into the abyss, the thin natural barrier felt impossibly fragile, a constant reminder of impending doom, yet the thrill of defying such raw power was intoxicating. From the liquid embrace of the falls, the journey led to the treacherous heights of Bolivia's Yungas Road, infamously known as the Death Road. This notoriously dangerous mountain pass, once a primary route, was a ribbon of unpaved earth clinging precariously to sheer cliff faces. Rockfalls, dense fog, and the dizzying drops claimed countless lives throughout its grim history. Though now primarily a route for thrill-seeking cyclists, its legacy of tragedy hung heavy in the air. Navigating its narrow, winding path, with only inches separating the wheel from a 1,000-foot plunge, demanded unwavering focus and respect. Experienced guides and proper mountain biking equipment were non-negotiable, a direct confrontation with a road that had earned its macabre nickname. Then, the air grew heavy, thick with the scent of sulfur, as the adventurer arrived at Indonesia's Kawah Ijen volcano. This active stratovolcano, with its mesmerizing turquoise acid lake and the eerie blue flames of burning sulfur, presented a deceptive beauty. Beneath the captivating spectacle lay a truly deadly environment. Toxic sulfuric gases, active volcanic activity, and unstable, superheated terrain posed extreme health risks. Gas masks were essential, and local guides, often former sulfur miners themselves, were crucial for navigating the lunar landscape. The sight of the hardy miners, toiling in such brutal conditions, harvesting chunks of sulfur, underscored the volcano's dual nature, a tourist marvel and a place of brutal, life-threatening labor. The deceptive beauty of the blue flames, masking a toxic reality, was a chilling lesson. But these were still not the ultimate challenge. The apex of human ambition and nature's indifference awaited. Mount Everest, the highest peak on Earth, straddling the border of Nepal and Tibet. This was no mere attraction, it was a crucible, a true test of spirit against the most unforgiving elements imaginable. Its dangers were legendary: extreme altitude sickness, frostbite, avalanches, hidden crevasses, and the capricious, brutal weather. Above 800 meters lay the infamous death zone, where human physiology begins to break down, and survival becomes a desperate, minute-by-minute struggle. Extensive training, experienced Sherpas, top-tier equipment, and meticulous acclimatization were not luxuries, but absolute necessities, requiring a significant financial investment. The shift from thrill-seeking to an almost spiritual quest for survival was immediate and profound. The protagonist embarked on the Everest ascent, the ultimate challenge, the culmination of all previous trials. Initial successes, small victories against the relentless slope, were quickly met with the mountain's brutal indifference. A sudden, terrifying close call, a rumble of distant avalanche, a whiteout storm that materialized from nowhere, highlighted the fragility of life, the sheer insignificance of human endeavor against such colossal power. The psychological toll began to mount, the isolation intensifying with every upward step, the constant threat of failure and death a visceral companion. Then, amidst a swirling vortex of snow and ice, a critical piece of equipment failed, leaving the adventurer stranded, facing an impossible decision as a companion, weakened by the altitude, collapsed beside them. The fate of the protagonist now hung precariously in the balance. A desperate struggle against the unforgiving elements. The chilling grip of the mountain threatened to extinguish all hope, but deep within the adventurer, a flicker ignited. It was not a grand, heroic surge, but a primal, stubborn refusal to yield. A fleeting image of a warm hearth, a loved one's smile, pierced through the icy despair, reminding them of the life waiting beyond this frozen hell. With a surge of adrenaline born of desperation, they managed to secure the malfunctioning equipment, a small victory, yet one that felt monumental. They then painstakingly attended to their ailing companion, sharing their last reserves of water and offering words of encouragement that felt hollow even to their own ears, yet resonated with a desperate sincerity. This small act of courage, born not of ambition but of shared vulnerability, turned the tide, if only by an inch. The descent from Everest became a different kind of climb, a treacherous ballet of controlled falls and careful steps. Every muscle screamed, every breath was an agony. But the shared burden with their recovering companion forged an unbreakable bond. They moved as one, a testament to human resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. The physical and emotional scars were evident, etched into their gaunt faces and weary eyes. They had not summited, not in the traditional sense, but they had survived, and in that survival, they found a triumph far greater than any peak. The journey had transformed them, shifting their perspective from mere conquest to a profound, humbling respect for nature's raw power and the preciousness of life. Returning from the mountain, the adventurer was a changed soul. The triumph was not in reaching a specific point, but in enduring the ordeal, in looking into the abyss and pulling back. The realization settled in, heavy and profound. The greatest danger had not been the external forces of ice and wind, but the hubris of underestimating nature, the arrogant belief that human will could simply conquer it. They now carried a wisdom born of suffering, a quiet understanding that true adventure wasn't about flirting with death, but about conscious, respectful engagement with the world. Now, years later, the adventurer speaks, their voice carrying the echoes of wind-whipped peaks and roaring waterfalls. They have become a sage figure, their experiences a cautionary tale and an inspiration. Their message is clear: responsible tourism, meticulous preparation, and an unwavering respect for the environment are paramount. They emphasize that these incredible places, while undeniably dangerous, can be experienced, but only with utmost care. They sternly warn against illegal activity, trespassing, or reckless behavior. Always follow local regulations, they advise, their eyes holding the depth of countless horizons. Hire certified guides and prioritize safety above all else. The contrast between the awe-inspiring beauty and the inherent risks is a lesson they now embody. If this journey into the world's most dangerous attractions captivated you, the voice concludes, a gentle command, hit that like button. A pause, then. Share this video with someone who dreams of adventure or someone who needs a reminder about safety. Their gaze seems to pierce through the screen. And for more stories that challenge and inspire, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. The final words hang in the air, a profound truth. The world is vast and full of wonders, some beautiful, some brutal. Choose your path wisely, adventure responsibly, and always return home to tell your tale. The screen fades, leaving behind only the haunting whisper of an unseen wind, a reminder of both grandeur and the ever-present danger.